Our business model is such that enhancing consumption per customer becomes another central part of our business growth strategy. That is not enough for us to deliver when we're looking at an outcome of $1 billion for 5 years from now. So we have to therefore look at some new domains. For instance, in our B2B business, we are looking at a new domain of management services.
Managed services.
Managed services. It's a strong domain. It's a new domain for us. It's an emerging domain. It is somehow connected with the concept like cloud computing.
Yeah.
On a conceptual basis. I am using the word cloud computing from a conceptual basis. It's almost like that. And it reduces the cost structures for the customer. It enhances the effectiveness for the customer in the B2B area. The other area of new domain is like retail stores. Canon has never been into its own stores.
Right.
Now just imagine, we say,
You do have certain stores.
Now we open 7 stores.
These days it's Canon Squares.
We call them Canon Image Square.
Image Squares, yeah.
And we are now planning to open 5 stores a month.
Okay, yeah, that's there.
Each store is delivering 30 lakhs volumes, 30 lakhs sales in a month. So these 7 stores as such are now 2.41 crore a month. This month we are inaugurating 4 more, it becomes 11. And then 5 every month would mean 30 lakhs a month would mean when we touch about 100 stores, that means for us to get about easily 30 crores a month is not a problem, just from this store. So 360 crore is what we can generate out of just 100 stores in a year.
Okay.
So this is a new domain. So for the customer piece, not only more customers but more consumptions and the new domains are becoming a central part of strategy. And the third part that I must say, first part I said is business environment, second part I said is the customers, and the third important part that I want to touch upon is comparative advantage. And each company is in its pursuit of building strong comparative advantage. And therefore it is very important for Canon to continue to build a sustainable comparative advantage. It is this, when built over time, that delivers really very aggressive growth plans. Now to build the comparative advantage, the first most important part is the technology. We are in the technology world, and this technology is changing and reshaping and reconfiguring the way people consume technology and the way people deploy technology. Being a very strong technology company, we many times are convinced to feel, at the cost of saying a lack of modesty, that we seem to be leading the industry. We seem to be ahead of the curve. That I think is a very important part that gives us a confidence that the comparative edge in terms of technology proposition is there with Canon. But that's not the only thing. The second important part of comparative advantage is this whole strong way the consumer would engage with the brand. So this whole brand engagement becomes very important. And this therefore requires ground level customer engagement activities. So we are now these days looking at creating a very strong both online and on ground CRM programs in all aspects of our business.
Okay.
If we have 2.5 million customers that we acquire this year, the question that we often ask ourselves is, do we know these customers? I mean, customers are around all over the country and they're buying Canon products, but do we know them? The answer is we ought to know them first of all. Each customer should be known to us, because each customer can then help us to have a higher loyalty towards Canon. So now for all printers, we are starting a program where each customer would be logging in and registering their names so that it enables us to stay in touch with the customer. We can customize some bit of communication, but more importantly, we can keep reminding a customer and understand customer requirements better. Similarly, for the camera products, we are now proposing to customer in a way that it is not just the technology that you buy, it is not only a better product that you buy, but you get into what is called a lifelong photo indulgence, and that you do it with Canon. So that's the level of engagement that is required. Naturally, it also means investment on service. That we are wanting to build as a strong platform on which comparative advantage can be built, sustainable comparative advantage. So if earlier we were taking 4 hours to respond to a customer in terms of any complaints, we reduced this in the last 2 years to 2 hours. And we are now seeing, can we reduce it further? Can we therefore have systems where whenever there is a